Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Zagard-tastic stream. It is I, your friend, the one, the only, Z-A-single-G-A-R-D, Zagard, and I'm joined today with TheMythologyGuy.
Hello.
And Claire.
Hi.
And today we saw the last episode of WandaVision. I need to put my glasses on.
Is that music still playing?
It should fade out.
It's just like, it's highlighting how epic this episode was.
Of course,
you know?
the epicness. Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you, it'll fade out. I know I just need to...
You don't know anything. You know nothing,
don't
Jon
know.
Snow.
You don't know me.
All right. So, first of all, I just want to say, what did we think of the entire series of WandaVision?
Oh, the entire series. Ooh,
Or at least this
we're judging
season.
that already.
If it's gonna...
I don't think there's gonna be another season.
I do.
Here's a they could with the way they ended it, but from what I've heard, and the way they ended it doesn't. Even though it clearly sets up more, it doesn't set up that there needs to be another WandaVision season.
Well, I mean, obviously it doesn't need to happen, but I think it will because of one simple reason.
It's about, as Mr. Wonderful would say, it's about money.
And,
But also, Vision's gone, technically.
No, there's the white Vision.
No, I know. I just mean, like, the real...
Yeah, well, which one is the real Vision? That is the question.
Yeah.
He said he's Vision, so... Well, he went off and, he just shot himself. That didn't happen in the show.
Yeah.
He said his programming is to destroy the Vision.
Hello,
and
Crimson
then he
Arbiter.
says he's the Vision. Crimson Arbiters is here! Hey!
So yeah, this episode of WandaVision is called the series finale, but I don't think it's the actual series finale. I think that was referring to the...
Oh my god, what is there to bare hand?
They're all bare hand my pointing there.
Well, what else? How else would you point?
With a pointer,
Oh, sure.
So
So basically, I just looked it up, and they can neither confirm nor deny that there is a season 2. Because I don't think even Kevin Feige knows yet.
They're probably
He's
just
not
sitting there
sure.
like, are we doing a season 2? I don't know.
I don't think they even know
That's
yet.
probably
is my
what
point.
they're doing.
They're probably talking about it right now. Like, how
They're
much
probably
money
like,
did it
how
make?
much did we make as opposed to what we spent? That's probably
Maybe I'll have a completely different idea after Doctor Strange 2 comes out. Maybe they'll kill Wanda in Doctor Strange 2.
Really? Well,
No, they'll kill her off screen before the movie
my
starts.
God.
They'll be like, "Oh, Wanda, yeah, that tragic accident."
Oh, come on. That'd be so dumb.
And,
They're not that dumb. Can you believe there was 2 end credit scenes? Yes, actually,
yes,
Somehow
I
we
was surprised
caught it.
by it. Honestly, I wasn't expecting it, but I was also like, "Yeah, that seems about right."
Because it's like the end of a
it's the
movie,
finale,
sort of.
so
Yeah.
Yeah, part of me was expecting it because the way it ended with the first end credit scene, it didn't really lead into Doctor Strange 2 that much, except for her maybe going to work on her powers. And then this one seriously looks like a scene ready for a movie.
I find it weird that they're, I guess it's not that weird that they're doing, it looks like they're setting up the Darkhold to be a big thing. They already had it on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't even remember if it looked quite the same. And I know Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is canon, but, nobody watched it. So, okay, people watched it, but it's not it's not as watched as this is.
I don't think that... is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. still canon?
Yes, it is, because, okay,
Oh.
here's the thing. The guy who used to run Marvel before Disney took over was a guy named Ike Perlmutter. And he was very much in control of the business end. And when Disney took over, he was still in control. And Kevin Feige was the one who was kind of working on just the movie universe, and he didn't want there to be the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show at all. He wanted Coulson to be dead because he thought that worked better for the story and for his character and for the other characters. And so Ike Perlmutter was like, no, we have to do it. He's a popular character. This will make us money.
Yeah.
And he kept doing stuff like that. That's why we got that god-awful Inhumans show. Because
I didn't even watch it. I saw the trailer, I was like, no.
Yeah, I watched it because I was intrigued to see if it would be good at all. It was horrible, and the reason is because Ike Perlmutter wanted it to be a thing, so that way they could make Inhumans more important and make mutants less important. And Kevin Feige hated that so much. He hated it so much that he went to Bob Iger, the head of Disney, and was like, can I just report to you from now on? Because I'm tired of this guy's bullshit. And they were like, oh, okay, sure. Because he was making good movies. So they were like, yes. And now he's in charge of Marvel. So I think he's trying to redo everything they did in Agents and put it more into his universe and the way he wanted to do it.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for Ghost Rider.
Oh, and tomorrow's your birthday, so happy 24-hour early birthday, Dum 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 Poofed.
Yeah, and also welcome King Donnell.
King Donald, hello again.
Hello.
Yo.
Yeah. So basically, we should probably do a rundown of the episode.
We must hydrate.
Like,
you're not allowed to, Andrew. You don't have a water bottle in front of you. I mean, you can get it.
Damn, it's fine. I'll just drink my own blood.
There you go. There you go.
So what were you gonna say?
All right, so we should do a rundown of the episode. How does the episode start? What was the opening scene? Oh yeah, because like
the kids.
it opened with Agatha choking the children. You know, as all good Disney properties do.
Always show a child.
You know, Disney comic book shows open with a witch strangling children in front of their mother.
Simpsons. Because he's always choking Bart.
I was in the Mythology Guy's stream. Which one? You're going to have to be a little more specific.
Most recent one?
The one where he had a camera.
I have the episode up to check things. Oh, cool. He's here to be our fact checker.
Thank you very much, Crimson Arbiter.
Thank you so much.
So, like, you know, the kids kind of get out almost immediately.
Yeah,
and then Wanda and Agatha start fighting, and Agatha's like absorbing her magic and making Wanda's hand get all zombie-ish.
Yeah, because she's absorbing her life
because it's kind
force.
of her thing, which is literally what she says. It's kind of my thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was the plan the whole time, was to absorb her power.
Yeah, and I think that's why she let the kids go, so she would attack her.
Yeah, she wanted to absorb. She wanted the crown. I think she said, like, because remember she said, "Give me the crown." It sounds like she can't just like say. She said that later on. She said, "Give me the crown, and I'll fix your spell so everyone can be happy." I accidentally pushed
in the
that
alternate reality thingy.
Yeah. So whatever. They start fighting, and then like exactly what we call. They start fighting, and Cataract shows up and tries to like kill Wanda, but I think he was just trying to get Vision to come out. Is the main thing.
Maybe
because he said his programming is to destroy the Vision. He didn't say anything about
true.
Yeah,
maybe he's also supposed to kill Wanda. He just didn't say anything about it, so it makes me think he was mainly trying. So he Cataract shows up. He tries to crush Wanda's head. She's shocked to see him. Obviously, he is white as fuck.
Yeah,
he literally
so white.
He's like painted white.
My God, as you kept saying.
As I kept joking.
We were kidding. Obviously.
And then of course Vision. Like New Vision comes in to fight with Cataract Vision, and they start fighting. It's so Superman and Zod. Some straight up scenes, as you pointed out, like one where New Vision wraps his arm around Cataract while Cataract is laser beam. You're like, this is fucking Man of Steel right here.
Michael Jackson Vision.
Oh, God.
Well then,
he's the late Michael Jackson.
King Donnell, you're Hajin the Sixth Heaven?
Michael Jackson.
Cool.
I think he's saying that's who he was in your
stream. I think that's who he's talking about, the live stream I did. Cool.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking more Superman and Bizarro.
Yeah, I was thinking that too when they were like laser beaming against each other, because it's like Superman's heat vision versus Bizarro's ice vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cataract has a blue laser beam, and I think it's because like Sword like gave him a laser beam, like they obviously don't have the Mind Stones.
Yeah, and they use different technology, like how Ultron had blue tech.
But I love how their fight actually ends. Like it ends with like a battle of philosophy. Like Vision's like, he's like, why are you doing this? I am programmed to destroy the Vision, but I am not the Vision. I am like a replica Vision. He's like, I require you to elaborate on this. Well, are you familiar with the theory of the ship of Theseus? Of course I'm familiar with the theory of I love it so much.
Yeah, it was a really good scene.
The theory is, if you take the ship of Theseus, but it proceeds to rot, and you replace the rotted parts with new parts, and eventually you've replaced the whole thing, is it still the ship of Theseus?
And then if you take the rotted parts and clean those up, and then reassemble them to make the ship of Theseus, is that one the ship of Theseus? And the answer is neither.
Neither are, and both are.
Yes.
So basically, New Vision is the replaced one, and Old Vision is the restored one. And
yeah.
And
so what were you gonna say?
Well, I was just gonna say, it's just like how like a car, like what dictates how if a car is still the original
same car.
Yeah, like that theory I think was born from the ship of Theseus theory.
I figured.
I love that, and I'm the mythology guy. When they said ship of Theseus, I was like, ooh.
I know. I was like,
This is how you can actually put it on your channel. Just because you brought up this.
Yeah, well, now we can put this whole discussion on my channel.
Yeah, every episode, just because of this.
Because they said Ship of Theseus, goddammit.
Yeah.
And there are witches in
Hell
it, so
yeah.
technically.
Actually, yeah. I mean, maybe not so much before, but right after she said she was a Scarlet Witch at the end of the last episode.
What if Theseus himself replaced the boards? Well, does he still own it? Because if a mechanic replaces your car parts, is it his car?
Yeah,
That's the question. If it still belongs
Witches, Harry Potter.
Really, if any ship belongs to Theseus, it's a ship of Theseus. That's how I would say it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Now you can review Harry Potter.
So then New Vision uses his Mind Stone powers to restore Cataract's memory, and then Cataract says, "I'm Vision," and he flies away, and that's it. We don't see him.
Yeah, we don't see him again.
He just left.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, remember when I was like, "But what happened with Cataract?" Like
I forgot
he
that
left.
that's what his name was.
We don't see any more of him, not in any more of the episode or in either end credits scene. So,
why is his name Cataract?
That's just what one of our people called him.
No, it's actually called Project Cataract when they're building him, and it's because when your eye like whites out, that's called a cataract.
Well, when you get cataract disease, it makes your eyes go full.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it's based on because he's all whited out, like it's called Project Cataract.
Yeah, I realized he wasn't there at all. I guess he just but he got his memories back.
But he so I think I don't know where he's going, honestly. I jokingly said he's programmed to destroy Vision. Now he knows he is, so he's going to go off himself.
Yeah.
But now that he has all his
I hope he didn't actually do that.
I don't think he did, because now that he has his original memories, he can probably override that new programming with his original programming, which is to not do that.
Well, he already has. Yeah, like.
Well, we don't know.
The guy convinced him. Like, don't kill me.
Well, don't kill me, but that doesn't mean he won't kill himself.
Yeah, because like he's programmed to kill Vision, and he said, "I am Vision." So now I'm a little worried he's gonna try to. I don't know.
Robot attempted suicide. Please call your robot suicide. But then
since he restored all his memories, that should also like restore the idea that he's not just a program who has to follow programming.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I've already watched the episode. It's insane. Yes, it was.
It is absolutely insane.
But it was so good.
They did some things I wanted to see. I loved that scene between the two Visions. That's one of my favorite scenes.
The best part of this show is that they made a good superhero show, and it took 9 episodes until they did some superheroing.
Yeah. Like... And cool. I loved Vision and Cataract's fight. It makes me want another Superman movie, but like I want a Man of Steel sequel. I liked Man of Steel. I know
I liked Man of Steel.
I liked it. I don't want them to recast. Can you please just be nice to Henry Cavill, for God's sake?
The thing is,
make Superman not so fucking boring.
Yeah,
that's my only request. If they make another Superman movie, please, God,
just make it charming. Anyway, that's not what we're here to talk about.
That's a whole other discussion that we could go on for half an hour.
Sorry, I went off on that.
It's fine.
Yeah. Then Wanda and Agatha are fine. The government and Wanda, like Agatha, like undoes the mind spell on everyone around to say, "See, you're the bad guy. Look what you've done to all these poor people." And they're like, "Can you please let us out?"
They're like, "There are no strings on me."
Yeah, exactly. And then Wanda's like, "I will let you out," and she starts to drop the hex. But then she realizes once she starts to drop the hex, New Vision and her children both start to die.
Yeah, so
and she's like, "Oh, one can't exist." And while the hex is open, now Sword comes in. Hayward brings in all his guys, and so she doesn't want her family to die, so she closes the hex again. And we thought everyone ran out, but apparently they didn't, because we see later they're still in that area.
No, I think they ran out, but then they just, when she was closing it, they walked back.
They were still in the town area, though.
At the very end, yeah. But that was also after she was pulling the field in, so they had time to walk up to it.
Would you go back in, though? Like, I would get as far away from that town as possible the second it's possible.
But no, she undid the spell, so they came back in because it's their home.
Because
maybe I don't know for sure whether they got out or not, but it doesn't matter because in the end they're fine.
The town people, just the random.
Yeah.
Darcy for the win. Team Darcy. Yes, Darcy did something useful for once.
She's alright.
Yeah.
She's good in this show.
Darcy's
I like her in
fine.
the show.
Yeah, like
I like her in the show. I didn't like her in the movies.
Anyway.
She hits the truck.
That was funny.
The government comes in and they all point their guns at them, and I'm like, after how it turned out last time, do you really think it's gonna work this time with less people? Like, they point their guns, and then like Wanda's like, boys, take care of the soldiers, and I'm
Take
like,
care of the military.
yeah, take care of the military. I'm like, oh wow, you don't see a lot of moms say that, and yeah, so
Mom, I don't think you trained us for
the
this.
speedy one, his name's
Speed and Wiccan.
his name is literally Speed. Yeah, Speed. Zooms. A photon comes in Monica, and she blocks some bullets, and then Speed zooms and takes all their guns away, and it they should have played Time in a Bottle, but they didn't.
I don't think they want. I don't think they wanted to pay for that.
I know.
Yeah.
I just think it would have been funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, and well, that's pretty much all the kids do. Really, they take down the soldiers, and then Monica blocks them. By the way, we find out who Ralph is.
Yeah,
Ralph is the Evan Peters Quicksilver. Yeah.
Oh, right.
No, he's
and
Pietro.
he's not Mephisto, unfortunately, or the bunny's not Mephisto.
I thought we were gonna get
I'm
like
so
a fight
disappointed.
between him and Monica, but she just kind of immediately tackles him and rips off the necklace that's apparently controlling him, and that's it.
Yeah, because he was like being controlled by.
Yeah, there's no
Agatha.
Mephisto in this. We don't find out about the bunny.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
What was the bunny, for God's
I
sake?
guess she was just whispering to it.
Maybe it was just an evil bunny that.
You know,
Red
after
herring?
credits scene, they should have shown the bunny like is doing some weird shit.
Maybe in like, if they do keep doing the show, maybe like season 3, all of a sudden the bunny shows up.
You know,
It's
I'm a little. The pessimist in me is thinking now they're just never gonna say anything about their bunny. They're just gonna say, "Oh, it was a weird bunny because she's a fucking witch or something."
She may be able to
It's
talk
a familiar
to
or
animals.
something.
Yeah, like I mean, it's probably a red herring, just to throw us off.
a scarlet herring.
Ah.
So
when they're
Ralph Boner, yes, you are correct. His name was Ralph Boner.
That's so
You
weird.
misspelled it though. It had a BH.
Either way,
It's still
way.
pronounced the same.
I feel bad for the actual guy.
yeah.
What's your name?
Ralph
Ralph Boner.
name is Ralph. So they didn't do anything Fox related, so I'm a little
Yeah, I'm a
disappointed.
little
I'm not
disappointed.
disappointed. I didn't expect it.
We know you're not disappointed.
I wasn't expecting them to
But-
go full into it. I was just expecting them to like set something
Yeah,
up.
is it literally just
Like-
no, she's just a random guy and they just did it for the audience
It's-
to be like, look, he looks like
It's
Quicksilver. from
literally
the-
just a random guy who looks like Evan Peters,
Yeah.
and like it's like, oh yeah, this just happened to be the guy who I make Quicksilver, just as a little wink at the audience.
That was the most disappointing part for me.
It's just
Of the series.
like it's fun. Like I get it, it's just a cameo, but in a show where the whole premise of the show is a mystery, when you do things like that, we're thinking, oh my god, this has to be part of the
Yeah.
mystery, but it's not. And it's,
Yeah.
That's why it's called a red herring, though.
I know, but I don't
know.
like red hair.
It was too
I
much
do.
of a red herring.
I don't know. I think
It's
It's a rabbit.
It
movie,
wasn't just a red herring, it was a blood red
was a
herring. It was
gotcha.
like, ah!
I think the thing is because
You
because he
also-
said so much that, and one, I didn't want them to do that, and two, because I knew he's not planning to do any X-Men stuff yet. I knew for a fact it was.
I know, like I wasn't expecting it to come up soon. I thought it was a setup. You know?
Yeah.
I thought it
that's
was a
exactly.
little setup.
I thought
That's
it
what
wasn't
thought.
just going to be like, he's
I
some
understand.
guy.
Yeah, it's just because he said so many times. I'm not even planning to even touch it. Like, I'm not even touching it with the 10-foot pole
The
for
actor?
5. No, the head of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he said I'm not touching it even with the 10-foot pole for at least 5 years. And
Right, you're
so
right.
we still have 2 more
and
years.
I get it. He wants to finish his phase, which is totally fine. Like you don't want to shoehorn stuff in there, like in
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
But I understand
3.
your disappointment. You
Yeah.
really wanted something.
I just wanted a hint. I wanted something to say, "Hey, it's gonna happen." It's just not happening right now.
Maybe he will somehow.
maybe that
get him
is
into
the
the
hint.
action.
Maybe the fact that they even thought of this.
The rabbit is the rabbit from Monty Python. Oh God.
And then below it's
Monty
even better.
Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's everyone's favorite X-Men character, Nightcrawler, over here. Well, he's
have
my
it.
favorite X-Men, but favorite character from X-Men would be Deadpool. But he's a mutate. He's not a mutant. So
Yes, it was a crimson red herring. I agree.
Tis no ordinary rabbit. Mine is probably just. You said it just before. Blue Devil.
Nightcrawler.
Oh, yeah,
Nightcrawler. Like, when your brain just switches.
I love Nightcrawler. Everything from his design to his power. I really.
Yeah, and I love his character, how his whole character thing is.
Yeah.
Like, even though he's religious,
That too. Like it's really interesting.
it's a good just kind of character thing. But anyways, back
Do
to
you have a
WandaVision.
favorite X-Men?
No, she doesn't.
I don't
She's not
really.
into
I'm
it.
not as into X-Men.
Mine
as
is
other things.
Superman.
I like
He's
it.
not a mutant. He's an alien. There's
I
a
like the
difference.
ice guy. That's just because I like ice. That's just because I like ice powers.
You were so close. You called him Ice Guy. He's Iceman.
I was pretty, unintentionally close there.
Way to go. Anyway, so what were we on?
I forgot.
We were talking about we were talking about the red herring of Evan Peters. As Pietro.
The part of the story we were in Wanda versus Agatha.
What did you want to say?
Sorry.
Maybe they will bring Evan Peters back at some point later for the actual thing. I would like them to, because he was still in the MCU.
I would like it to.
The X-Men Alternate Reality. I don't know how they're going to explain it.
It would be so weird. It would be so many Evan Peterses now. It'd be like, hey, you look just like Ralph.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do, but I don't know how they'll do it.
I'm disappointed that there was no use of Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I mean, there wasn't in the flashback.
I know, but I thought we... Like when he was, it was little kid Quicksilver though. It wasn't Aaron Taylor.
There was in the actual previously on, they showed when he actually died.
Oh well, yeah, on the previously on, but that's not part of the show.
Yeah, we mean like new footage.
I thought there was gonna be some remember I thought there was gonna be some sort of like her having to move on and like conjure him in some way.
To be honest, probably what happened was they asked him if he wanted to do it, but then. He was either too busy or he just couldn't do it or didn't want to do it.
No, fuck you guys. You killed me off once I was introduced to you.
Yeah, like I'm disappointed he wasn't in, but they did include enough stuff I did want that I'm not going to start bitching and moaning. Because they included something I really wanted, and we're going to get to that. But yeah, so she fights Agatha, and then she does something we haven't seen in a while. She sneaks up on Agatha and does the mind
does the mind
shit.
You will see your past.
It's like you're going to see your past, your worst nightmare. But then Agatha takes control of it. It's a little weird. I guess she just knows how. Yeah. She literally says, "Your issue isn't your power; it's that you lack knowledge." And so and then we see suddenly out of magic, like the Scarlet Witch crown shows up,
just like that her mom's crown.
Yeah, and then Agatha says well, the thing is, Agatha's mom's crown was blue, and I think it had more spikes. I think it was a little different.
It was different.
I think different kinds of witches have different kinds of crowns, because Scarlet Witch is like they said there's a myth about you. You're the Scarlet Witch. I think it's a different kind of crown.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And so it's the crown from the comics, which I wanted, and it's so happy to say. And she says, "Give me the crown, and I'll make your bubble better." Basically, she says, "I'll help your family and the people."
Which I was thinking the whole time, how can she possibly trust her? How can she give her word?
We find out later she was lying. Which, come on, we were all like,
No one believed.
Even Wanda's like,
Yeah, I believe.
And then so they start blasting red magic.
They burst out, and then Wanda starts shooting her magic at her. Yeah,
and some of them miss and hit the wall.
Yeah, and when she's hitting the wall, I was like, is she hitting the wall on purpose?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And then we find out, and then so she gives Agatha a bunch of power, and Agatha's like, "Oh, actually, I'm not gonna help the bubble." And we're like, "You don't say."
And then she tries to use magic, and it doesn't work.
Yeah, she realizes she can't use her magic, and a twist that I actually really liked is the reason she was hitting the bubble is because she was putting runes on it, because Agatha said in a previous episode, in an enclosed space, only the witch who casts the runes on the walls can use her magic. And since the bubble is technically an enclosed space, that's exactly... My question is, how the hell did Wanda learn, the rune language? But whatever.
I think she just memorized those runes.
You might be right. She might have just put the exact same runes she saw there.
That one.
Yeah.
And then Wanda summons absorbs all her power back out of Agatha and absorbs Agatha's power. She absorbs so much, and then she gets finally her comic. It's a modern reimagining of her comic,
which is
accurate
really good.
Costume, and I really liked it. I thought it looked great.
And I'm actually glad they waited till now, because before this series, she wasn't a witch, and that costume is very witchy.
Yeah. She wasn't an officially
coming over here with that witchy shit.
Witches.
She's on witch talk.
And then, so anyway, she started blasting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think it looks great. It's one of the things I really wanted, so I'm glad I got that. Things I really wanted were that. I wanted some shit to happen with the bunny. I wanted to find out what was going on with Ralph. And I wanted a Fox X-Men setup. I got two things, so I'm not going to complain. I'm a little disappointed in those things, but it's still very good film.
Yeah, overall, this whole show was good. Is there anything else that you were looking forward to and you didn't get that you wanted?
No, just what Andrew said. Everything else I thought was really good. And yeah, it could be like a summary. Like, they don't have to have a season 2. They could, but it's interesting because they didn't quite really set up for Doctor Strange or the next movies.
I think
they kind of did.
I honestly think they made this without solid plans for a season 2. And
yeah,
I agree.
And
I think, like you said, they're just kind of sitting back being like, money, how did we do?
Yeah. And I think, well, since it became the #1 show in the world,
yeah,
I think now we might get one.
And especially as one of my favorite YouTubers says, winning cures everything. So the fact there wasn't a season 2, well, season 1 won, so no, there might be. Peter Dinklage. We need Danny DeVito as Puck or Peter Dinklage. Wait, Danny DeVito as Peter Dinklage or Peter Dinklage as Puck?
He wants. I see what you're saying, you son of a bitch.
You talking about in Midsummer?
I don't know who Puck is.
That's what I was thinking when I heard that. I was like, are we talking about Midsummer? What's going on
This is not MCU related.
MCU, Midsummer.
I was talking about Midsummer Night's Dream, you idiot.
I was thinking of Midsummer.
I know.
Oh god, that's the wrong mid.
I did not talk about Midsummer.
Yeah, we're gonna see Marvel's Midsummer.
Yeah, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced, that horror movie, but I did not mean that. I meant Midsummer Night's Dream.
You're sleepy? Go take a nap, dum-dum-poof.
I remember when Midsummer started, they were like, we wear these robes to honor Ymir. I'm like, Ymir, the big bad of Norse mythology. I see no red flags here.
Okay, so you knew way ahead. You knew bad shit was gonna happen, but you especially, they just told you the end.
Didn't we all know from the trailer bad shit was
obviously,
gonna happen?
But like, they told you really early on, like, what was gonna happen. You knew because you knew the mythology.
Out of me. That movie could have been 40 minutes shorter.
Yeah, it was. Had some issues. It was fine.
It's just a whole lot of breathing.
I know we told Shane about that, how all the breathing, if anyone's seen it.
You
and
could
Shane
watch that
started
movie.
Dying
I don't think that movie would scare you at all. I think here's what scared me in that movie. The first opening sound, the telephone being obscenely loud. Like, oh god, what the hell was that?
So it surprised you.
Yeah.
No, it is it's not scary in the traditional
creepy.
way. It's like psychologically disturbing in a lot of ways.
It's got some legit disturbing stuff, but most of it is just like, okay.
I mean, to be fair, he's set to make a horror movie in like bright summer.
I know that was
sunny
his intention. Yeah, it's like he took it on as a personal challenge. It's hard to make that scary.
And then the opening scene I thought was very deeply disturbing.
Oh, that's something I didn't think of. So remember how at the end credits scene, so first let's talk about the one with
let's
Monica.
not talk about a
a bad horror film.
Yeah.
So Monica, someone walks up to her as Brandel Park's character, Agent
James Wu.
Yeah, he's like directing them. Okay, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this because he is part of the FBI and he's actually pretty high.
Yeah, he calls in his team, by the way, who arrest members of SWORD.
I think they just arrest Hayward.
They arrest Hayward, but like they're investigating SWORD. And they're investigating what's going on.
And then someone walks up, one of the FBI, I put in quotes, FBI agents walks up to Monica and she's like, they're waiting for you in the theater room. And then there's something playing. And I could tell by the moment that there was no one else in the theater, I was like, something is going to be happening.
Yeah, some reveal.
Yeah.
And she's like, I was contacted by a friend of your mom's. He wants to talk to you, and then she turns into a Skrull.
Yeah.
And it's like, where does he want to... He heard you've been grounded. Well, where does he want to meet? And she just points up.
Imagine if after that she said, I can't, I'm grounded. You just said.
I can't fly up to the ceiling and yawn.
No, we're not going to space. He's literally on the roof.
Yeah, he's just on the roof.
He's upstairs.
And I'm like 99% sure that whole scene was just a lead-in for Captain Marvel 2.
Yeah, possibly. I think. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just don't like the movie.
Neither do a lot of people.
Yeah.
I thought it was okay.
It was so mediocre.
Yeah, that was maybe the second one will be way better.
Please be better. I want it to be.
I like the character Monica.
And I know they're going to introduce Miss Marvel, and I like Miss Marvel. So
yeah.
I want it to be good. I don't want any of these movies to not be good. It's just so.
By the way, they've already cast. I think the person playing Miss Marvel for her TV show.
Yeah, I heard.
They did.
Yeah.
They said once they just knew it was her when they met her, which can either be a good thing or it could be a weird thing.
Have they announced it yet?
Yeah, they announced her.
They've announced her. They've announced her TV.
Yeah.
She had to audition over video call. Yeah. I heard. Yeah.
COVID
which
times.
either means that
which isn't necessarily bad though, because that's how a lot of the Star Wars auditions went. They would just submit tapes.
Yeah, well, that's how you did it in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is, then we get another end credit scene where we see a cabin in the woods, and I was thinking this is a lot like Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
with
it
Edward
was.
Norton, because you didn't see that film, but basically at the end he has an end credit scene where he's in a cabin in the woods, and it says it says like on the screen 300 something days since the last time he transformed into Hulk,
and then it goes down to 0. It's showing that he's gaining control over
and then he opens his eyes and his
training.
eyes are green.
This ends with, it ends a little weird. It ends with Wanda reading
What was that?
reading the Darkhold.
Well, first it shows her standing outside,
And then it shows another her reading the Darkhold. My thought is the one that's outside is just like an illusion that she has there in case anyone comes by.
what they I think it was King Donald or no, Crimson Arbiter said she was using astral projection to read the Darkhold like Doctor Strange did when he was studying.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want her to be in Doctor Strange even more.
Well, she's going to be. They already announced it.
They did?
Yeah, that's why I kept bringing it up.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they said she's gonna play something in Doctor Strange 2. That's why people think she's gonna be a villain.
I want her to have I don't want her to just have the role Doctor Strange had in Ragnarok, though. I want her to be in the film, like
right,
a
not
character.
make a guest appearance.
And don't get me wrong, I love Doctor Strange's scene in Ragnarok, but I wanted him to be in more of the movie.
To be fair, they were also trying to introduce you to a lot of other characters.
Yeah, that movie was trying to be 4 things at once.
And
Jeez,
I mean, it did it pretty well.
It did it all right, yeah. It's just... you already know this. I'm a huge Planet Hulk fan, and I'm sad that's the only Planet Hulk we're gonna get.
Maybe in like 10 years we'll get a future Planet Hulk that'll be more like...
They could technically still do it, because they didn't technically do the Red King in that movie.
That's true, they could still do it. The only problem is because Universal still has the rights to all the
They've
Hulk
already
films.
done Korg and Meek, and they're such essential characters to that. That's the problem.
That does make it a
And they
problem.
did them nothing like they are in the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think it's like she's learning training in the astral projection, or the astral projection is her outside in the cabin?
No, definitely the real version, the astral projection, or if there's an illusion and there's a real version. The real one is her reading the Darkhold.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
And then
Pretty cool.
either she's making an illusion of herself outside, so if people come and say, "Oh, what are you doing here?" and it's like, "Oh, just
here sipping my coffee,
trying
taking
to
it
have me
all
time.
in."
or maybe she's gotten so powerful, like half her conscious can be reading the Darkhold.
Actually, it would be
Ooh,
funny
yeah.
if someone came by and she said, "I'm just taking it all in," because in the other room she's literally taking it all
Yeah.
in. That would be a
taking in the
great
scenery.
like joke.
And Andrew said this when we were watching it, but I'm gonna explain this to you and explain it to the chat if they don't know. The Darkhold is it's a grimoire. You know what a grimoire is?
The Book of the Damned.
It's a witch book, basically, or
okay.
it's a book that just has a bunch of
It's
spells.
like a witch Bible sort of thing.
Yeah, it has spells and
Got it.
knowledge in it. And the thing with the Darkhold is it's kind of sentient at the same time, and it tries to corrupt you. And the more you read it, the more it corrupts you. And that's why she was kind of looking a little evil at the end.
Oh, maybe
Yeah,
she
and
will
that's
be the
what I
villain
remember.
of
You
Doctor
said
Strange.
like you don't really like that when you saw
Yeah,
that, and
I
I was like, whoa, like.
Well, it's like,
first
why
second
would
I was
they
like,
make-
why is she reading the Darkhold? But another thing is like, no one technically told her it corrupts your mind. Maybe she doesn't know, but I don't want her mind corrupted. Like,
Yeah, and like, why would they decide to just throw her being turning into like an evil villain at the end? You know, it's like they set up all these reasons for her to be an evil villain already, and then they're like, "It's gonna be good though."
like,
at the end.
it's okay,
The
I'm
villain's
not
kid, we're just gonna
evil, and
do it
it's
again.
like actually, I don't
Yeah.
know. It feels a little having your cake and eating it too,
Well,
just jumping between whether or not she's a villain.
Here's
It might
my
just be a
two-
little conflicted.
doing a
next
li-
Yeah,
time.
well,
little
here's the
too
two
much.
things I'm gonna say. Is one, they've already shown just from this show existing alone that she is literally one step away from making the worst mistake possible and becoming a villain.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, what Crimson Arbiter reminded us is this is why I'm 100% certain they're gonna use her as more of a villain. Is they said she's stronger than the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Here's the thing though, like okay. When she was introduced in Age of Ultron, she was a villain. Then she became good. Then we have Civil War, where she has to be on the side that's against the government, and then she's back on the normal side. And now in this show, it's like, oh, is she a villain? And then it's like, oh no, she's not a villain. Now it's like, oh, but she might feel it. This is starting to piss me off a little because it's starting to remind me of Once Upon a Time.
Where they
And I'm sick to death of this whole I'm a villain, no I'm not. Now I am, no I'm not.
Yeah, it gets
And
frustrating.
The one
after a
thing
while.
that's different between the two, though, is Wanda wasn't a main character in most of those films.
yeah, I know.
Unlike Gold, who was one of the main characters in every episode.
Yeah, Gold and Regina both.
Remember the kids?
Mainly Gold kept
Oh yeah, the
flip-flopping.
kids disappeared. That was sad.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Why
we
did she
forgot to
hear her
say
kids?
she did end up removing the whole hex.
Oh, why
Yeah.
did she hear her kids at the end?
Yeah.
She heard her kids?
Yeah.
When she was reading the book, it said, "Mom, help us."
Oh, I didn't hear
You didn't
Oh,
hear that?
that's what she's using the book for. She's trying to bring them back. Oh, I didn't gather that.
I figured what was happening was she was reading the book,
Okay, that makes a little
and then the
more
book was
sense.
trying to corrupt her by
Be like, you can bring your kids
yeah,
back.
bring your kids back.
Yeah,
Come on,
maybe
do
something
it.
like that too.
No, you can't. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, and
Do it.
Whisper in
so
your
she
ear.
ends up dropping the whole hex, which means the kids disappear and New Vision disappears. And we find out Vision is the piece of the Mind Stone that's
Yeah.
in
Makes
her.
sense.
Like
Yeah.
she says that I forgot to cover those things. Shit.
I mean, it's fine. We
Yeah.
can cover them.
Yeah.
We covered the important
just
stuff
did.
first.
Yeah.
And then of course she has to say goodbye to her version of Vision and the kids.
Yeah. Sad.
And she says, we've said goodbye before. We might say hello again.
I
I
did
know.
like.
I wish the Mind Stone Vision was like, hey, just so you know, this other Vision, like, you got like his memories back, and he's out there. If he doesn't murder, if he doesn't kill himself.
Yeah, but he might not.
And since I'm the part of the Mind Stone that's in you, maybe you find him and you put that part in him. And
Oh, yeah.
just
Her saying that, by the way, my brain was like immediately, this is how they're gonna bring back the Infinity Stones one by one.
Possibly.
We'll see.
Which I kind of want them to do because I like the idea of the Infinity Stones existing in the world.
But also the reason they kind of had to destroy them is because if you have all of them, there's no conflict anymore.
Well, that's not
Like-
actually true. There are plenty of characters who are just as strong as, if not stronger than the Infinity
But until
Gauntlet.
they introduce those characters, like they might introduce those characters who are as powerful as it, and then be
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm thinking.
how are we gonna beat them? And it's like, guys, there's a way to bring the stones back. Or
And
something.
here's the other thing I like about the stones existing is, about the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Well, one thing about the Illuminati is each member, because there's 6 of them, holds one of the Infinity Stones to prove they're a member of the Illuminati.
Ooh.
And one of the things I like is after that whole Planet Hulk thing where the Illuminati happens, Captain America comes in, he's like, no more Illuminati. And then it shows a scene with all of the Illuminati, except for there's only 5 members. And then the door opens with their newest member, and in comes Cap holding the Space Stone. Because he's an Illuminati member now.
Interesting.
I really like that whole idea of, and he's not corrupted or anything. He's there to make sure they stay morally guided. And I just like the idea of the Infinity Stones existing. And
Kitty.
heroes. Oh, hi, Kitty.
The Tesseract in Avengers was originally supposed to be Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, the Cosmic Cube.
Yeah, but
Hopefully
they
this
ended up
makes you feel
changing
better,
it
Crimson
into
Arbiter,
yeah.
Kitty. You're still upset about the.
Yeah.
It was sad.
Yeah, they said like a couple
Kitty.
days ago that the ending would be disappointing for people, and I think what
That's
they
not
meant.
disappointing.
No, I think.
I think they meant. Didn't they say sad, not disappointing?
Well, I know
Kitty.
I heard disappointing. Maybe they meant sad, but when I heard them say disappointing, I figured what they meant is for the general movie-going audience who just wants everything to end with the happy ending.
Yeah, I
Friday
think
the
they're talking
13th.
about how Vision and the kids end up being
Yeah.
uncreated.
Maybe.
Why did they make the Tesseract the Space Stone?
Because they wanted to do the other Infinity Stones.
Yeah, they want to do the other Infinity Stones, and the other thing is
they changed some of their plans.
Yeah, the other thing is if they have the what's it called, the Cosmic Cube, right? Yeah, that thing is just as powerful as having the Infinity Gauntlet, if not more powerful. And so by just having that
that's
exist,
why originally they were like, it's powerful enough to open the portal, it's powerful enough to power that staff, which then controls people's minds.
Yeah.
But then they were like, actually, we kind of want to do the Infinity Stones. We could easily say this is the Space Stone since it's opened a portal. And they're like, well, it's also been controlling people's minds. We'll just say that's a different stone. It's like, but we also made that staff blue. It's like, we'll just say it's yellow on the inside. Stop questioning my ideas.
stop questioning my judgment. Respect my authority. So yeah, that's the reason. Because here's the thing: if Thanos shows up with the Infinity Stones and tries to snap, you can just literally have the Cosmic Cube and be like, no, and then it doesn't work. That's the problem with the Cosmic Cube being in those movies. You could do it later, because that's literally what happens in one of the comics. Is Thanos wants to try and get the Cosmic Cube because he's like, it'll be the only thing that can stop me, and he hires Deadpool to do it. And then what Deadpool does is he uses it to swap it. He gives himself the Infinity Gauntlet, and then he makes an entire universe where it's just a long roast of all the other heroes roasting Deadpool. That's what he uses the Infinity Gauntlet for.
That sounds very Deadpool.
Yeah,
He used it to get everyone to roast him.
yeah, because it's Deadpool, and he's insane.
Yeah.
Some people like roasts. I like roasts.
Yeah.
What I just realized is, like, remember what Paul Bettany was saying? It's someone I wanted to work with for a long time. And
Yeah, he was memeing. You
think he was really just memeing?
Yeah, he was messing with us. It was a red herring.
It's because there's no like special appearance.
Maybe it was himself.
Oh, actually, here's one theory that I've heard is that it's and you watched.
Didn't you mean that he was like himself?
Well, one of the jokes is he's like, I've always wanted to work with someone as talented as me.
So you think he was just lying then?
Oh, either that or
he worked alongside himself, and himself is as talented as he is.
Go ahead.
Either he was just saying that as a red herring to trick us, or it's what we saw on Film Theory, where he's always wanted to work with Dick Van Dyke, and one of the things they did was they actually got Dick Van Dyke to come on the set to help them work with making the older.
They did?
Well, that's a theory that some people are saying. They haven't said, but maybe they did, and then he got to work with Dick Van Dyke to make it more like those old sitcoms.
Lucky bastard.
Squirrel Girl's the most OP character. Get out of here! I hate Squirrel Girl. Why did they make?
I was just wondering if he was like actually memeing about like how it was himself, but he didn't.
He was either a red herring or he was talking about someone and it wasn't someone, and we hyped it up as someone super important.
Yeah.
Because there are millions of people who act in this world, and there could have been any one of them that he wanted to work with.
Dude, he was obviously talking about Darcy.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Don't worry, they can have the cat from Captain Marvel to eat the Cosmic Cube. I hated that. I hated that so much.
That was... God damn it.
Last time I trusted someone.
Meow.
So dumb.
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing everyone down.
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Bring the whole mood down, why don't you?
But no, we're glad you're here. So
we're kidding. Yeah.
Overall, what would you give? Let's say first this episode. I would give this episode a 9 out of 10.
I would probably give
9.
it a 9 too, because they had scenes I legit loved so much and had some of the stuff I really wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I give it a 9. All the stuff I was disappointed with, the other stuff outweighed it. The good stuff outweighed it, and like seeing her reveal of the outfit, it was just so great.
Yeah, that was good. I agree.
So
as soon as me and Andrew saw it, we both were like, "Oh my god!" And she was like, "Oh, wow, that looks really good." And we all got hyped at the same level. Someone who really wanted the costume, someone who kind of wanted, and someone who didn't really.
I mean, I did, but I mean, like, I just was worried it was going to be cheesy.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? You're not
like super. Yeah,
you're not super into like having them have comic book costumes, just being interesting characters.
Right, yeah.
So are we not going to address the fact that she dressed up in her Halloween costume, which just happened to have the same crown as the Scarlet Witch crown?
Well, obviously her crown is based on a Sokovian fortune teller. Obviously, all Sokovian fortune tellers are witches. That's the truth. 9 out of 10, and it's the 9th
episode. Yes, I think we all gave it a 9.
Yeah,
so.
9.
And so I have 2 more questions. One, what would you give this whole season if it's not the end of the series? This whole season out of.
That's.
Now that we know, like, from the beginning to end, like, it's all wrapped up, I think the first couple episodes that we didn't know was going on are even better, because there's all these, like, Easter eggs and stuff. So I would say I give it like a solid, I don't know, like 8.
You know, that's kind of what I was thinking. I'd probably give it a solid 8. Yeah.
It's really great.
Here's what I want to give it, and hear me out. I'm not just doing this.
Say 10. Sorry, go ahead.
Could you not?
Sorry.
But yes, I'm going to say 10. I don't want to. I'm not saying that just because I think it's like, oh, it's the most amazing show ever. It's because I think from beginning to end, it was good. There were no things in it. Actually, maybe I would drop it down to a 9 just because of Hayward. He was too. Yeah,
that's one of the things that was bringing the score down a little for me. It was too much of that cartoon bad guy.
Okay, now that I think about it, I give it a 9. If it weren't for that, I'd give it a 10 just because it's such a basic, like, I am evil because I work for the government and I want
like
power.
Guns.
Yeah, I'm serving my country.
By being evil.
No one will believe your story.
A little too mustache.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much. But other than that, I think it's really, really good. Not just because it's a good show, but it's a show that ties into the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. And you can watch the Marvel Cinematic Universe and understand most of it. But if you didn't and you watch this, you could still just watch a good show.
Yeah.
That's why I think
it's.
That's why I think it's such a good show. It could be both or neither, somewhere in between, and you'd still just be like, Yeah, I like it.
I want to know what caused Agatha to bite a child.
I think she was. I think she was
never know.
lying. I think
She was just playing her part.
She's a witch. She's
I still love it. I don't
Hansel and
Probably
Gretel
did.
shit right there.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, that might be it. She might be.
Like, I wasn't kidding. I really did that.
Yes, I know Deadpool owns the 7th Infinity Stone, but they've retconned that to be a fake thing.
The continuity stone.
Or if,
The continuity
or either way,
stuff.
it's never been referenced again. Generally, Marvel says that if they don't reference it multiple times, it's kind of a
Then it's not in the continuity.
it's a fake. It's fake real. So if you want to believe it's real, you can.
I
but
want
don't.
I want
don't like
Deadpool
it.
to enter the MCU. Here's the thing: I don't want them to ever use it, but I want him to keep saying he has it.
No, the continuity.
I want him to be like, you know, I could just use the continuity stone. They're like, Deadpool, can you please be serious for once? Be serious. Do you guys know who I am? Like, I want jokes like that.
Look, here's all my comics. You can read them.
I want him to, like, at one point go into his room like, all right, the Avengers are in trouble and there's only one thing to do. And he opens a chest and you see the continuity stone and then he reaches behind it and pulls a gun out. All right, let's go.
That'd be funny.
That would work.
Like, yeah.
That would actually work for Deadpool perfectly.
Like, I want jokes like I don't want them to use it because it would break this universe, but I want them to joke about it. That's what I want.
It wouldn't just break the universe. It would break my mind because I'd be like, I'm done with this whole.
They're fucking
Because you
me.
have like Evan Peters Quicksilver standing next to him at one point, and he's like, "What is that?" And he touches it, and he turns into Aaron Taylor Johnson. Deadpool's like, "Don't touch that!" Turns him back. It's like, "What just happened?"
We need that. Yeah, we need that.
That would be wonderful. I'm gonna go write a letter to Kevin Feige.
You could just send this in. To get
Yes, please.
And then my last and final question: how highly do you think there's a chance there will be another season?
I'm gonna say on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 7.
A 7? You?
70% chance.
80, I guess.
I'm gonna go kind of right in the middle. I'm saying a 75% chance because I think the biggest thing is they wanted to see how this did, and I think the other thing is because they said this is tied directly to Spider-Man, which they've confirmed the title of is No Way Home, and Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. I think they're waiting till those end, then see how people watch how those do, and if people still want more WandaVision stuff.
Because also we have to think about what, like, Kevin Feige already has this whole phase planned out, so he might already have plans to wrap up that story in ways outside of one.
That's the biggest reason. That's why I'm saying 75. I'm also just kind of hopeful. I really want more of the show because it was written so well.
Yeah, but also it seems like the story is really wrapped up, so like her stuff could always continue in the movies, but also if she finally gets back with
like
Vision,
the main
stuff
thing
might
they
be more
could
there.
do with Wanda and Vision though is cataract. Like they could have like her helping him journey back. Like so that's
could be
what
an
I would
interesting
think would be
thing.
the main premise for a season 2.
Yeah, and then she's also trying to get their kids back apparently.
Yeah.
So there could be more of a continuation.
Or that's just the
happening.
Darkhold trying to influence her to do that.
Yeah.
Because the Darkhold's
That might play into
That's
Doctor
true.
Strange also,
Yeah.
because I could see the Darkhold being a problem in Doctor Strange.
Well, the
That's
episode
true.
just starts with him arresting her as a witch. And it's like, okay, we're taking the Darkhold from you. It's like, no, you can't. That's her whole scene.
Yeah.
I don't think that's it. I think she's going to have more important a scene.
The agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show up. Nope! We already dealt with that on our show.
Get out of here.
Oh god, I want Ghost
Will they
Rider.
ever bring in the One Above All or Lady Death?
I think if they brought in the One Above All, it would have had to be Stan Lee, because he is the One Above All.
Yeah.
It would be really weird to have it now without him, so I'm gonna say no to that one.
Maybe Lady Death.
Lady Death, I think, is a strong possibility, though. But not in this phase.
I think it's a 50-50.
I think in, next phase.
Yeah, like phase 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Who's Lady Death?
Lady Death is the woman Thanos and Deadpool both have the hots for.
She's literally
the Grim Reaper.
She's literally the embodiment of death. So, the essence of death exists, and she is death. And in the comics, Thanos is in love with her, so he wants to please her. That's why he just napped out half the universe.
He kills people in order to
just to
court
make
her
her
in the
happy.
comics, but since they didn't use her in the movies, they had to give him a different motivation, which was a good one. So.
Yeah.
Who else is in love with her?
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Because he
that's funny.
can't die, so he keeps seeing
The
it.
difference is she
Deadpool.
doesn't like Thanos, but she does like Deadpool.
Yeah, so Thanos hates Deadpool for that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And there was a time when he cursed him to be immortal.
Like, if they're gonna do the Cancerverse, it would make a lot of sense to have Lady Death, because again, like, Arbinger of Death versus the many addled ones.
If they do that, then they're going to have the other three, I forget what they're called, the other three beings who are as powerful as her. I think it's Singularity.
They're gonna have to eventually, if they're gonna keep Marvel's threats getting bigger and bigger. They're gonna have to do stuff like that.
Yeah, I think how much longer do you think until they end
really
the
cool
Marvel
in the Cancerverse? They have, like, in the Cancerverse, they've killed Galactus and turned him into like a giant weapon.
Yeah, I knew about that. Yeah. It's pretty messed up. Comic Thanos really wants to bone her. Yes.
Bone her, get it?
So I think that's the end of our discussion.
I think so
WandaVision.
too. Yeah, and I do need to head out soon anyway. So
it was great.
So I think we all gave this episode a 9. You and I gave the series an 8. He gives the whole series a 9. It seems like we have pretty similar thoughts on it as a whole. I walked out of this happy. I did get some of the stuff I really wanted, and I was really happy to see it.
Yeah, I mean, I would, like, if we're doing 0.5s, I'd probably give it like an 8.5, because there's just a lot of really good things. Like, they mixed the genres really well, and I was very satisfied with what happened. So yeah, it's hard to do mixed genres like that.
So yeah, that's our review of WandaVision, the season 1 or the only series, depending on what we get.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say season 1 for now because I'm really hopeful. Our review of WandaVision episode 9, the series finale. Yes, I know the title is called series finale.
Yeah.
It's another thing.
He thinks that it's referring to the sitcom that she did.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is my.
And I think we all really enjoyed it. I would actually watch the show again sometime.
I definitely want to watch it again.
Next week, unfortunately, there will not be a show for us to watch. Maybe we'll
just stream a game or something,
or a movie, or we'll have a watch party or something.
We are thinking about, like, doing a review of Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah,
soon, so.
We could do it then.
Yeah, we could do that next
Possibly,
Friday. Yeah. And then the week after that will be the first episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm looking forward to, and my 12-hour stream.
He's doing a 12-hour stream.
I'm saying it now.
He hit a goal, so he has to do it.
Yeah, I'm saying it now. On the 19th, 2 Fridays from today, I'm going to be doing a 12-hour stream. I hope all of you show up there. We will do during the 12-hour stream, we will also do our discussion of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
First episode.
To give me a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And I'm actually really looking forward to that one now, because I loved Captain America in the movies. I think.
Do you know when Loki starts?
I think it starts
after,
a week or 2 weeks after that is over.
All right, cool. Because that's the big myth-related thing. So
yeah, and they're bringing the TVA, the Time
and then
Variance
it turns
Authority.
out the villain in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is Set.
That would be very
interesting.
interesting.
I'm just joking. It's obviously not going to happen.
They bring back Baron Mordo, which I know you're happy about.
I am happy about
And they already showed some pictures of him with his purple ski mask.
Baron Zemo.
Yeah, that's what I said. Baron Mordo. That's Doctor
That's
Strange.
A different Baron. A lot of Barons in Marvel.
Yeah, and technically Doom was a Baron at one point too. Yeah. So, anyways, that's what what we were looking forward to. I'm not going to end the stream. I'm just going to go on the BRB screen while we drive Andrew home, and I'm going to play some games. Justin, give me about 30 minutes at the most to drive him home, come back, and start playing with my friends. So stay tuned, and stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Hey everyone, Zagard here. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It would really help me out. If you have any thoughts or theories about WandaVision, please comment down below and I might mention it on the next episode. Don't forget, if you ever want to comment live during the stream, you can go to my Twitch channel. If you want to talk to me or the Mythology Guy, I have a Discord channel just for that. Link to both of these will be in the description. Well, I hope you enjoyed yourself, and I will see you in the next one.